It's springtime, I'm feeling good, sun is out, the short shorts are out, I'm feeling frisky, and I wanna talk about running fast. I wanna let you in on some behind the scenes action at strength running. One of the things that I do is write runners custom training plans for whatever goal that they might have. And part of that process is them filling out a 22 or 23 question questionnaire so that I can really get to know them as a runner, their past training, what they're doing right now, their injury history, their goals, what they think works, so that I can get a really good idea of who this runner is, what their goals are, what they've done previously, so that I can determine the next best steps for them to achieve their goals. Let me get under this tree. Now, one of the things that I've recognized, one of the patterns that I've seen after writing probably about 2,000 or more of these training plans since 2011 is that most runners are actually not doing substantial speed work. And in this video, I want to talk more about how runners can get fast, can get speedy, so that all of their races, even if you're a marathoner, will get fast as well. So let's talk about 3 proven ways to get better at running really fast. Now, this concept of sprinting for endurance runners can be a little bit foreign, but with that said, sprinting is a skill that is going to help you whether or not you want to race a faster 5K or a faster 50-mile ultra marathon. Now, based on all of the coaching that I've done over the last 11 years or so, I've discovered that most runners aren't practicing this skill regularly enough. And I feel like if we get too far away from running fast regularly, our injury risk when we do run fast is going to go up substantially. So the goal here is to get regular exposure to speed work so that when you do run fast, you don't strain a muscle, you don't get too sore and thus compromise your later training. So the first thing that I have runners do when we want to start working on our speed is to start doing form drills and a little bit of plyometrics. Now, the reason we're doing this is not necessarily so that we can race faster. The reason we're doing this is so that we can prime the nervous system for speed. And that's an important component to this. We want our nervous system to be ready for speed, to be able to move our legs quickly, to send those neuromuscular signals from our brain to our muscles efficiently and quickly. And this is a learned skill. And form drills like A skip, B skip, quick legs, you can do karaoke, you can do straight leg pawbacks, and we have a companion video to go along with this on some of my favorite form drills for runners. And these drills force you to move outside of the normal range of motion, but typically in a faster method. And when we're moving faster, when we're really working that neuromuscular component of our fitness, that is going to make sprinting a lot easier when it comes time for it. Now, the next thing we're gonna do in our quest for speed is to start lifting heavier weights. Now, I've been talking a lot about bodyweight strength training recently because I think you can get very far with bodyweight strength training. You can do a lot of damage. You can improve your form, you can build your economy and efficiency, you can build your injury resilience, and of course, your strength and power. But if we really want to build speed in the weight room, we do have to lift some heavier weights. So we want to start gradually introducing weighted implements to our strength training program, and then make sure that we're progressing intelligently over time so that ultimately we are lifting relatively heavy weight. This is going to further refine that neuromuscular connection, that mind-body connection. And it's going to allow you to access more of your muscle fibers so that when you try to sprint and you really want to recruit as many muscle fibers as possible, you have access to them. Because if we think about it, if you are doing a heavy squat or a heavy deadlift, what actually are you doing? You're trying to maximize the number of muscle fibers that you're recruiting to do the job, which is lifting a very heavy weight. The same thing is true when we are sprinting. When we are trying to do a max effort sprint, we're trying to recruit a ton of muscle fibers. And doing so in the weight room, even if it's a slightly different way of recruiting those fibers, does transfer over to running, and it makes sprinting not only easier because you have access to those fibers, but it does make it safer because now you're stronger, you're more powerful, you're more resilient from all that weightlifting you've been doing. This video is sponsored by Inside Tracker, our newest partner for the YouTube channel, and I couldn't be more excited. They are an ethical company. They are a company that I've been using personally for years, and they're one of the most reputable blood testing companies in the country. Inside Tracker tests your blood very simply. They look at over 40 different biomarkers, from stress hormones like cortisol to testosterone levels and vitamin D, also that you know what's going on inside your body. So you can tell if you're undertraining, you're overtraining, you're optimally training, or if you just have any other health issues that might be going on that might be impacting your running. And like I said, I've been using them for years. I've gotten numerous ultimate tests, and I'm about to get my third, and I added on the DNA kit. This is going to be really special for me, just to get a more in-depth look at what's going on inside me, so that I know if there are any red flags that I have to address. And that part of the whole procedure is why I love Inside Tracker, because you know what they do? They don't just give you a report showing you how your markers might be in the zone or outside the zone. They tell you how to improve them. So if you are too low or too high with any of these metrics, they give you science-backed ways to improve upon them through diet, exercise, or lifestyle changes. So I'm super happy about this partnership. And if you go to insidetracker.com/strengthrunning, use code strengthrunning, you're gonna get 25% off any test that they have. This is a great offer, and I'm really excited to partner with this company, so hope you take advantage of it. That's insidetracker.com/strengthrunning, and use code strengthrunning to save 25% off on any test. Next, we actually want to run fast regularly. And this is one of the things that I've noticed in all of those custom training plans that I've been doing. Most runners not only aren't really doing formal speed workouts during the week, but they aren't even doing any drills that allow them to touch speed without really making that speed work more challenging. And what I mean by that is strides or hill sprints. Both of these are relatively easy in that they're done after easy runs. They're often done the day before your hard workout. And that's because they really aren't considered a speed workout at all. It's more like a drill that allows you to run fast without running hard. And there's definitely a difference between the two. And regular strides, regular hill sprints allows you to work on not just your maximum speed, like with a hill sprint, but also on sub-maximal speeds that make getting into that final gear a little bit easier. So like when you're doing a stride, for example, you don't really want to be running at your maximum speed. That's not what a stride is. Instead, you want to be doing a sub-maximal effort of about 95 to 98% of your max speed. As soon as you get up to that max speed in a stride, you're probably going to be running about 800-meter race pace, just under a full sprint, what I like to call a controlled sprint. And if you get really good at knowing how to do a controlled sprint, if you get really good at lifting heavy, at doing form drills and some plyometrics where you're supposed to be moving very quickly and exerting a lot of force, and if you can become proficient with running about 800-meter race pace, it's going to be a lot easier for you to dig into those muscle fibers and to really express your potential as a sprinter. Now, the other great thing about running regular strides and workouts and doing form drills and lifting heavy is that it makes you more confident when you are doing hard efforts. And so what's going to happen with that confidence is you're going to get to the end of a race, maybe the final quarter mile, the last 200 meters or so. It's at that point where you do want to try to sprint. You want to try to be running as fast as you possibly can. And all that work you've been doing in training is going to give you the confidence to go for it. Even if you're feeling really fatigued, even if you're feeling really sore, you're going to have the confidence to dig in and to really maximize your sprint finish and finish strong. So as you are enjoying this wonderful spring weather and you're getting excited about your spring races, I hope that you start building in some speed work into your training. Now, it doesn't have to be super hard. Of course, you can do true speed development, but usually that's left to the sprinters. We can get very far by doing drills, by lifting heavy, and by doing regular strides and hill sprints. Make it a priority, and you're gonna be a faster runner.